Rage baiting is a pure art form. I don't mean just saying something and making your homies mad. I mean to truly bring out the most deepest form of fury out of your friends and family. It's an art form. Rage baiting is not something that everybody can do very well. I think people get confused about what that really means to rage bait, to sit there and take someone's emotions and toy with them. It's like having somebody eating out of the palm of your hand. You've seen it a couple of times before. Have you ever seen that picture of the tiger or the lion? I don't know what animal it is, but have you ever seen the picture of the tiger fucking yelling at the monkey, and the monkey's just sitting there like this? Pure rage bait. The idea that you can say things and you can lead somebody to believe something so desperately that they can no longer control their anger, and yet you are perfectly calm. You are in control of your emotions. You are in tune with yourself. I believe myself to be a pretty good rage baiter. I like the idea that I can say something to even the most nonchalant person ever, and eventually I can get them to blow up. To me, it's fun. I think rage baiting is a fun pastime. It's always fun to see how far you can take something. How much damage can you do before somebody breaks? I like that idea. And it's not sadistic, because rage baiting is fun. Rage baiting is supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be only stupid stuff. You say the stupidest things and somebody tries to correct you. You continue to do it. You continue to do it. And eventually they just break. I like rage baiting my friends when we're playing video games. Like if I, for instance, long time ago when I used to play Apex, I used to do this thing where I would let one of my teammates open up the chests just to run past them and take all their loot. And I'd continue to do that until they started yelling at me. I think that shit is funny as fuck, honestly, because it's the idea that like something that small or something that insignificant like loot in a video game, when we're on the same team, is like making you this upset. It's always fun for me. It was always enjoyable. Or let's say if we're playing Minecraft, I would always love to some of my friends would go into the nether portal, or they would go down to mine, and I would break their beds so that when they died, they would just spawn somewhere random. Now, of course, I'd help them get back to the base and tell them the coordinates and stuff like that, but it was always fun to see how they dealt with it when I broke their bed, and they're just like in the most fucking fucked up situation you could possibly think of, and they're just like, what the fuck, man? And then they just lose their shit. I always thought that shit was cool. Rage baiting it has to be in your blood. You can't just do it. It can't just be something that you're trying to do because you saw somebody else do it. You have to be able to actually feel it. It's something that has to exist in you already, or else it's not going to work correctly. You can't just say, oh yeah, I'm gonna rage bait my friend. No, you have to be able to feel it. It's an emotion. You have to be able to invoke that out of them. If you try to rage bait and it's half-assed, they'll never believe it. They'll never think that it's real. They'll never sit there and be like, you know what? Yeah, this is pissing me off. He's pissing me off. You'll never get that satisfaction because you yourself didn't have your heart into it. You have to believe in the things you're saying. You have to be convicted. So that's not even the right word. You have to have conviction. You cannot lack conviction when you are rage baiting somebody, because it will come back to bite you. Now, I do want to point out that some of you on the internet don't actually know what rage baiting is. I think I need to point this out because it's something that's so important. Like I said, I think rage baiting is an art form. You have to be good at what you're doing, but at the same time, you gotta know what rage baiting actually is. I think a lot of you will sit there and think that rage baiting just gives you a pass to say or do whatever you want, and that's not what rage baiting is, like, at all. Not even close. Some of you will say the most racist, hateful, hurtful things ever under the guise of rage bait. And I just want to point out, that's not what rage bait is. You're just being an asshole. Like I said earlier, rage baiting is fun. It's supposed to be fun because at the end of the day, it's about figuring out what stupid ass shit can you say to a friend or family member to make them break. That's what it's about. That's what rage baiting is for. But some of you take it to the absolute extreme levels, and you will say and do hurtful things that will actually ruin people's feelings and hurt people's feelings and ruin people's day. And then you'll say it's rage bait. Sure, it may make you feel good, but it's not making you feel good because you're actually rage baiting. It's making you feel good because you're a dickhead and you like the idea that you can ruin somebody's day because that makes you feel better. I think people don't really understand what rage baiting is because rage baiting is so important in a friendship. To know that you can just, play around with somebody to the point where they get mad, that's important. But what y'all are doing is not rage bait. You're just being assholes. You're just being genuinely horrible human beings. Like, stop. And I also want to say, while we're on the topic, I truly do believe women are better at rage baiting than men, but it's specific. I think women are better at rage baiting men than men are better at rage baiting women, or men are better at rage baiting men. I don't think women can really rage bait women because it gets a little personal. So sometimes, and then like shit goes insane. But women can absolutely rage bait the fuck out of men. In fact, I think that the reason why our generation and dating culture is so absolutely fucked is in large part because of women's ability to rage bait. And now I don't want to sit here and sound like an incel. I promise you, if you are a man, that don't listen to this shit and be like, yeah, you're right, she's wrong, I'm probably none of that shit. I'm not falling for that. But what I do think is there are some things that women can do in a relationship or leading up to a relationship that can rage bait the fuck out of somebody. I will not be elaborating on that because I don't want to get cooked, but let me just say, I think women are god tier rage baiters, especially when it comes to men. They are god tier rage baiters. Here, I'll give you one example. You know what gets men mad all the time? Like the easiest rage bait possible? They come up to you or your friend asking for their number, and you or your friend says she's not interested. That shit is easy rage bait in itself. Cause it's like, yeah, she's probably not interested, but why the fuck are you answering for her? See, I'm making myself mad. That's how good the rage bait is. It's actually prime. It's great. Just to be clear, I'll say it one more time. Rage baiting is fun. Rage baiting is an art form. It's very fun to rage bait your friends and family. And I think if you are good at rage baiting, continue to practice it because it is actually going to help you build really good friendships. Because once the people get over their rage, they'll understand how funny it is and they'll vibe with you off of that. But some of you aren't being rage baiters. Some of you are being actual horrible human beings, and y'all need to stop that shit. Like, for real, just stop. Just stop doing that. Be better humans. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. I fucking love rage baiting. I hope people continue to do that shit because it's really fun. Especially it's fun to see, like, it's fun to watch people get rage baited in real time. Like, you can tell instantly just how people are talking and how people are like approaching a topic. It's like, oh my god, this is obvious rage bait. I see it. I can see it easily. I think that shit is so funny to me. So I hope and pray that people continue to do it because it's really fucking funny. But For those of you who are saying racist things, homophobic things, transphobic things, sexist things, misogynistic things, if you're being a horrible human person and disguising it as rage bait, or saying, oh, it's just rage bait, as like a way to cleanse yourself of your sins, yeah, stop. No, that's not rage bait. You're just being an asshole. Fuck that. We don't fuck with that. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.